Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the second week of my holiday. Last week we had the highest DPM per tier from tier 4 to tier 10, and this week we have got the lowest DPM tank per tier up to tier 10. So every day this week, today we have tier 4, tomorrow tier 5, the next day tier 6, etc, etc. So as recording this, by the time this releases, I will be into my second week in my holidays, my vacation to Cuba with the family. So let's get to this. So tier 4, the lowest DPM tank, actually really did surprise me. And it is this tank here, the DW2. So it's the lowest DPM tank, and it's probably the best tier 4 tank. It was the ultimate seal clubber back in the day, but Wargaming decided to remove this tank from the tech tree and give it a collectible status, which, to be honest, I'm quite sad with that, because this is a good tank. It really is a good tank, and I know people used to spam it for win rate and etc, etc, but this is a great tank for new players to start learning. I mean, it's slow, it's got a long reload, but the armor is very troll. It's in tier 4 and tier 5. You're not going to bounce as many, but against tier 3s, you can bounce an awful lot. They can pen you, but they will switch. If they know how to switch to Pramo, then they will be able to pen you. But don't forget, we're playing against tier 3s here. So you're going to be playing some seal clubbers, and majority of the time you're going to be playing against mainly new players, and some might not even know how to use the Pramo. Just like me back in the day, I didn't even know how to switch from the gold to credit, so I never used Pramo because dude, I'm not paying gold for that, and it turns out you didn't have to anyway. So a lot of people, a lot of new players might be in the same scenario, same kind of boat, and that really what makes the DW2 really good. So even though it has a 11-second reload, it does around 160 to 180 damage per shot. And as I've said, the speed of this tank is really slow. But I was surprised to see it as the lowest DPM tank in tier 4. But other than that, it's a great tank. It really is a good tank. It's a shame that new players won't ever get to experience this tank unless it comes for sale, which maybe it will one day as a collectible tank. Who knows? I mean, they have sold a couple of collectible tanks, so who knows? And if it does come for sale, I mean, if you haven't got it and you've never played it, I think it's definitely worth getting it. It'll be a few hundred gold. If they ever sell this thing, it will be a few hundred gold. Now, this was one of, or if actually, on my own account, I owned pretty much all the collectibles. When Wargaming turned these tanks into collectibles, I pretty much owned all the collectibles. And this is one of the only tanks I kept. Not because I'm going to play it. I mean, it's tier 4. I don't really play tier 4 much now. But if I was, then this would be probably the one go-to tank to go and play and have a little bit of fun. Against tier 5 is not that much fun. But against tier 3, you can really do some damage. But this battle here, only 1,000 damage, and it seems like a nice little credit earner as well. 44,000 credit in a tier 4 game doesn't seem too bad at all. But what you also got to remember is it's not unstoppable. It's when I was playing it to get this footage, I was trying to play it as in frontline, YOLO. You know, just really aggressive, just to see what this tank can really do. And I really wanted to get some good footage, you know, of it being a really strong tank, despite its lack of DPM. The gun depression seems okay. The gun penetration, I mean, seems reasonable, seems okay. It really just is the speed with this thing. And I mean, it's not really slow. We're going 30 kilometers an hour now, 31, so it's not all bad considering you've got a nice gun. But this battle here, we make a big mistake, and we are going to suffer for it. We are going to lose this game. And actually, if I would have made one split decision move or one different move, then I would have probably won this game with 7 kills and probably well over 2,000 damage. But that's the thing that happens in Tier 4, Tier 3. When you're up against that, you just don't know how good your enemy is. You just assume that they are bad because it's Tier 3. So bear that in mind when you do play these kind of tanks, thinking that it's an OP tank, it's unstoppable, no one's going to be able to penetrate you. That doesn't happen. Now, just in a minute, we're going to make our first mistake. So we're going to go for this SU-85B, which is no problem. We're going to get a nice HE roll into him. He did just turn, but we still managed to be able to penetrate him. Now we've used both repair kits, so we're going to get one more shot in on him, and we're going to try and hide behind this wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to side scrape. I'm going to try and side scrape because this tank side scraping is very good. And as you can see, this guy is shooting HE at me. It only does 2 damage, but he knocks my tracks off, and I haven't got any repair kit. So that took a little bit of time, and this is where I'm going to make my mistake. Now, I know that there is a Matilda to my left. I decided to ignore him. I do not know why I decided to ignore him, but I should have just gone for this Matilda. And if I would have just gone for this Matilda, I could have easily taken him out. I mean, I've got cover here. I could have just turned, I could have angled, I could have side scraped, and I could have easily taken this guy out. But here comes his friend. A bit of glitch there in the replay, and it is the Panzer 3, which is a Tier 3. Now I want to go for him because if I can face him and hide from the Matilda, this guy is going to struggle to penetrate me. So I'm now down to 170 HP. Now this Panzer 3 is going to start penetrating me because he's got round my side, and now I'm in a bit of bother. I've got 2 tanks in front of me and a Matilda behind. Now this Panzer 2G, he is an auto-loader and he's a Tier 3, and he's in fact going to be the one to kill me. You can see there, and that is basically it. I messed up, but never mind. So that is Tier 4, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back tomorrow for Tier 5. I'm Meadsyreplays, and I'll see you soon.